Hello, it's Aubrey Shepherd, and it's the 27th of September. It's cool weather. Goodness gracious, I can't imagine how great it is. A cold front came through, and we're going to be in the 70s most of this week, they say. So maybe next week it'll be hot when this is rerun. Anyway, let's look at photos and see what I picked up this weekend. Not as much nature, but more people. And look here, here's some Democrats talking. Steve Smith, middle, Steve Zaga on your left, and you may know Larry on the right. Okay, here's some other folks who are probably Democrats. I can't remember if that was from that little Democratic gathering. I think it may have been, yeah. And we're going to see some other people in other places. But just a sample, this is from Walker Park neighborhood, where a meeting was held at the senior center to talk about a planned development in that area. I don't think I ever got a shot of the actual map showing the development site, but it would be on 7 acres. There's Lib Horn and friends, and the lady in the middle runs the housing authority. And oh boy, we got a little bit of nature. Here's a Buckeye butterfly near World Peace Wetland Prairie, right there on the new parkland adjacent to it. That's another beautiful flower growing on the parkland adjacent to World Peace Wetland Prairie. It's probably like 50 feet from the corner of World Peace Wetland Prairie out in the open. Look, we've got monarch caterpillars have formed their chrysalises, and these were put in a box, 8 of our caterpillars from our milkweed in the yard, and they formed chrysalises in a few days after being put in there and fed leaves from milkweed. And this way, Hope Cindy Cope will get to take these and show them to some kids. Well, you saw some trees there that are threatened by destruction by SWEPCO down on South College. Beautiful trees, some of them may be wiped out. There's the Goodyear blimp. That was up here for the football game last weekend, and it cruised all over and made a lot of racket all day, but it was kind of a neat thing to see. Here we are at a Ducks Unlimited banquet. Arise, kill, and eat. Right below that, there's a sign, a hunter's sign. It's a quote from the Bible. I can't remember where the verse came from. In the middle there, the man in the blue shirt, light blue shirt, is Mike Kopech. He's a longtime duck hunter in northwest Arkansas. Used to go all the time. We've hunted together and on the same places a lot. There's Hunter DeWeese. He was chairman of the local Ducks Unlimited for, I don't know, 3 years or something at least, it seems like. And that's his son. I believe it's not Hunter, I've forgotten, Holden. Anyway, I apologize for that. The grandpa of that little boy is Tommy DeWeese, who works for SWEPCO, and he used to be the one you had to talk to about the trees. These are some of the young people. That's the current chairman of Ducks Unlimited Northwest Arkansas, Fayetteville chapter, of course, basically, but it's the oldest Northwest Arkansas chapter. And there's a man who won a bidding war for or something, drawing of some kind for a shotgun, and was lucky. There's a Tyson Foods sign on the wall. They donated the chicken, I understand, and it was a wonderful chicken dinner, barbecued and cooked up right with beans and taters and all kinds of good stuff. There's let's see, we got a tiny insect, I believe, on the leaf of a plant I can't identify. I don't know what this insect is, but you're going to show him up close now, and you get an idea of what this bug looks like. He's sort of shaped like a stink bug, but he's not a stinky bug. But he is a good native insect that may be eating bad insects, or maybe he's eating the leaves. But I didn't have time to research him online and find out what he was. But I thought he was a neat bit of nature to show, because these insects depend on these plants right down to the dead of winter. So leave all the vegetation you can standing into the fall if you want to protect the pollinators and the other beneficial insects. And there was another tiny wildflower, and it was on a little vine. So anyway, In our next segment, we'll talk about why we've got an Omni shirt, a new one. Bought one a little bit small. Okay, sorry. But anyway, we'll see some Omni Center pictures from the weekend as well as people from the square in our second short tape. Thank you. Okay, we're going to look at some pictures. It's Aubrey Shepherd on the 27th of September 2010. So let's see what we collected on the weekend from the Omni meeting. Okay, first we're on the square on Saturday, and that would have been the 25th, ball game day. And this Cadillac from 1959, see there the name of the particular model, it's an Eldorado, but I can't read what it says on the side, but maybe you can if you've got a big screen TV. Anyway, this is Dr. Hayes from Fayetteville, and he sort of collects Cadillacs, and this is probably his pet. I don't know, I haven't seen all of them. He's got just a few, but anyhow, that's the way he invests his money in his later years of his career. He's a successful cardiologist, and so old cars from when I was 19 years old, that one was new, and it's a beautiful thing and something to envy. Here is Joanne Kavami. She's representing the Council of Neighborhoods. She's talking about the upcoming debates on the, well, I think they'll be over by the time you hear this re-recorded, but it'll be on Thursday, maybe that's the 30th, is it? 31st, 30th, whatever. Thursday, the end of September, debates on recorded by Government Channel between council member candidates for 2 wards in Fayetteville. I believe there's a contested race in Ward 4 and in Ward 2. So you'll know those candidates. Here's a young man who was down there showing his Razorback colors on Saturday before the game. Here's Art Hobson. You've seen him on Cat TV quite a few times doing Omni shows. And you've probably seen some of the other folks here. And back to Art, he writes a column about global climate change and various subjects for the Northwest Arkansas Times. Uh-oh, the Department of Peace. This young lady's wearing that little button, and it's part of Omni's message. It's also a national message, and this is down at the square. There should be a Department of Peace in addition to or instead of Department of War. That couple's been traveling for some weeks, and they're back at the square for the first time. I like their new hats. And there's a young lady with a special hat, and a guy you may know from Government Channel, Fritz Giesler. He's got a new hat and a new shirt and wearing some sunglasses, and I barely recognized him out there. There's Fred Cousinelli, who's on the telecom board, and also the city's official volunteer photographer. You see a lot of his great pictures on the city website. Okay, there's Bob Jordan that left, and he's talking to a vendor about some things down at the square on Saturday. And this is the man that talks to you about creation science if you're down there. He's got a very interesting piece of nature, and he's talking about how these things are too wonderful to have been simply evolved. He believes they were created all at once or something, but that's a matter of opinion that you can talk with him about sometime and understand his point of view. These folks were just leaving the Omni Center annual membership meeting when I got there. There's Casey, who used to be on the CAT board up until a year or so ago, and there's Dick Bennett, founder and of Omni Center for Peace, Justice, and Ecology. Well, you can see a bunch of the Omni regulars. There's another former CAT board chairman, David Orr, right in the center there, getting his food from the vegetarian dinner. And some other folks out here playing music, great music. There's the World Peace Wetland Prairie sign. Omni helped pay $25,000 to help buy the land for World Peace Woodland Prairie. And a lot of people you may know in the background. And there's two women who are also big volunteers for Omni Center and work for the environment and for peace and justice and equality. There's one of my favorite local musicians. He finally got through playing and got over there to get him. The hors d'oeuvre was probably a bit of assorted salad, but the main course was a burger based on a carrot. So it was called a carrot dog, and it was pretty interesting. Well, you may recognize there's a man who builds wonderful bicycles and also runs a shop with his wife, an art shop. And there's a young man who's been a Vista volunteer, and I believe that's maybe his wife there. They're both in Vista volunteers for Omni for about a year. So anyway, that was a lot of fun. So there were several other things going on. I didn't get to do much on the Ducks Unlimited banquet. I didn't get to do much on anything. I had some ball game parking pictures and the many other things that I simply didn't get to, but we never get all our pictures in. Till next time, this is Aubrey Shepherd asking you to do your part to help keep the water clean, the air pure, and the woods green. See ya.